Always been. We used to play Eastern Illinois. That's really the only team that has played us out of the Ohio Valley is Eastern. Most other teams do not play us out of the Ohio Valley. So, looking forward to playing this one. I mean, it's just down the road. It's always a conference that's compared to the MVC because it's so close in proximity. So, but yet there's not many teams that we don't get to play those teams. I know Southern gets to play Eastern, and I think Illinois State gets to play Seymour or somebody like that. But this will be the first time in a long time that we got to play in Ohio Valley. So I think it's a good thing playing interconferences games because it kind of measures conferences as well. MVC beat three Big Sky teams this past weekend. I think something like that in the past couple weekends. So I think that's important for our league. Instead of just saying we're a good conference, we got to prove that we're a good conference. And I think that's kind of holding up, at least to date anyway.
Touched on it a little bit after the game, but special teams, you had the mistake in Hawaii and then came up big in a couple different areas against this last weekend. What did you see out of them that you liked this last weekend?
Just the consistency to go back. I mean, you got to have a short-term memory, and they just have to go back. If you have error, you fix your error and you move on. You don't dwell on it, and you don't try to overcoach it. You know how to fix it, and you just move on to the next play and make sure that it doesn't happen again. So, they came back. We worked hard. There wasn't much talked about all those things. It was just let's get these things cleaned up and pay attention to detail, and we did that last week. So without a lot of commotion about it, we went back to the details and emphasized those things, and they took it to heart, and they performed very, very well. They had great execution on Saturday and great get-off. The tenacity of that play, the attitude of that play was important as the play itself, and it made the play work with how they, the intensity that they played it with.
Did you say anything to Deiondre Hall after you got that block punt?
I don't. Deiondre and I are always talking, so good and bad. So, but no, Deiondre's awesome. He's one of those characters I mentioned on defense. He's a tremendous player with great emotion, and he was playing the game with that emotion, and that's where you really enjoy coaching him because he's got the athleticism, and he can have that he's got that energy about him. You just have to control it a little bit so you keep him in the chute a little bit because he can get out there. So, but it's fun coaching those guys because that's what you want. You want guys right on the edge, and he lives on the edge.